Hot Dog, we come to you tonight living in an era where we have no writers and we have no actors. We don't, Hollywood, as of today, has shut down. Shut it down! John Taffer was negotiating for the SAG AFTRA committee, and he said, shut it down. And now, SAG AFTRA joins the Writers Guild on the picket lines and is no longer working until they get what they've demanded. You know, this is not unprecedented, but certainly not something that's happens very much. This is only the second time in history that both the writers and actors unions have been on strike at the same time. The first time was in 1960 when, do you know who the actors union president was in 1960?
No.
Ronald Reagan.
What? Okay.
Do you know who the president of SAG AFTRA is today?
Fran Drescher.
Who is going to be the president 20 years from now of the United States?
Oh, President Nanny? Hell yeah.
Oh,
let's do it.
yeah. It's going to be awesome. And she's going to need another job because she's not going to be acting. Look, I don't know, because I was seeing all these articles that were coming out about the writer's strike. And Hollywood was saying, they were like, we're just going to let them go broke, I think. We're just going to let these, we're going to take the summer off. We're going to let these writers just march themselves into a tizzy until they can't afford their apartments. And then we're going to negotiate from that point on. But until then, we good.
Cold-blooded, man.
Very cold-blooded. And I do think that the actors now joining the writers will hopefully speed up the process, because this is going to get in the way of a lot. Not only can the actors not make movies, but they can't do anything associated with it. This is terrible. Right. This is terrible timing. Hot dog. Oh, you got the list? Okay, yeah, because I'm going to ask you the list. Okay, you know what? Give me the list, Hot Dog. What can they not do? Give me the list. Give me the list.
According to Variety, during the strike, members cannot do the following: tours, personal appearances, interviews.
Wait. Personal appearances, like they can't do like Comic-Con? Like Steve Guttenberg can't show up at a Comic-Con?
I think that counts for something else, because then conventions are also mentioned here. So personal appearances might just be like, hey, can you show up to my kid's birthday party for 50 grand? Maybe they're not allowed to do that.
Why?
That'll be crossing the line.
Oh, God, that's not acting. They're really happy to see me. They're really glad to meet me. What else?
I mean, a lot of these things. Yeah. So personal appearances, interviews. That's a big one for you, Sam.
That's right. Although, you know, luckily we never get any guests here anyway, so we'll be all right.
Conventions. So there's Comic-Con.
Yeah.
Fan expos, festivals, for your consideration events, panels, premieres, screenings, award shows, junkets, podcast appearances, social media, and studio showcases.
Wait, they can't do social media?
I think they can't do social media posting, anything that relates to any work.
They just can't promote the movies.
Right.
Or the TV shows.
Yeah, they can't go like, hey, watch Barbie. It's out this Friday.
Yeah, it's a good thing that Barbie and Oppenheimer got on that like promo train very, very early and had people out there doing stuff, because it's a wrap and it's 1 week until opening weekend. Like next weekend, it's crazy that this is happening now, because next weekend is all of these things. It's Oppenheimer, it's Barbie, and it's San Diego Comic-Con. So
Comic-Con's gonna suck.
No actors can go to Comic-Con. I mean, it's not gonna. They'll still be cool.
No, and there'll be cool stuff like, like the Mattel panel.
Thursday's gonna be amazing.
Yeah.
You know who is gonna? Sam Roberts, Mick Foley, Seth Rollins. Hello, Johnny Gargano. It's not Johnny acting.
Awesome.
It's Johnny wrestling. That's gonna be a hell of an event. You probably pack up after Thursday though, because what are you gonna? Yeah, it's gonna be really tough. San Diego Comic-Con is just gonna have to focus on comics.
What?
So I don't. Yeah, I know.
No.
I know. They even did a thing last night in London. Was the Oppenheimer premiere, and this all went down at midnight. The strike was made official at midnight last night, this morning, type of deal. So the actors all like got on that red carpet, looking at their watches, knowing what was happening, because they walked the red carpet so they could promo Oppenheimer and get every last bit in, and left the premiere. Like, when it struck midnight and the word got out, they made like an announcement before the movie started that while the stars walked the red carpet, they have left in accordance with the union.
I love it.
So they left. They snuck their premiere in as the very last thing before the strike went into effect, and now they're out. They're gone.
So you mentioned the whole executives are like trying to hold the line until people like basically start losing their job, losing their homes and whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can pull it up, but I did find a good video, Ron Perlman talking about one of the executives who said that, and it sounds like it's heating up, and it sounded very threatening in nature.
Oh no! Like he was gonna kick their ass.
I DM'd it to you. If there's any way you can pull that up
on
it's
Twitter.
Good. Yeah, on Twitter. Yeah.
All right. Let me slide into my DM. Except this could be very risky. You know what? Let me.
All right. Yes.
Let me put you. I'll put you on full screen so that so that these rascals out here can't see who's sliding in my DMs.
There I am. Look at that beautiful guy right there.
Don't worry about. I actually don't have anyone in my DMs. I'm just trying to make people believe that there's like, oh, I wonder what's really going on there.
You're trying to hide the embarrassment. The last DM was probably from 3 months ago.
Lena the No, that's not the one. Oh, here it is.
No.
But I will.
Okay, hang on.
Okay.
Here we go. I got it. I got you, Ron Perlman.
Boom.
Clay from Sons of Anarchy. Hellboy. I got you, buddy. Let's see.
But I will say one thing before I get off this. The motherfucker who said we're going to keep this thing going until people start losing their houses and their apartments.
Yeah.
Listen to me, motherfucker.
Oh, jeez.
There's a lot of ways to lose your house. Some of it is financial. Some of it is karma. And some of it is just figuring out who the fuck said that. And we know who said that. And where he fucking lives.
What?
There's a lot of ways to lose your house.
What?
You wish that on people. You wish that families starve while you're making $27 fucking million a year for creating nothing. Be careful, motherfucker.
Oh, jeez.
Be really careful. Because that's the kind of shit that stirs shit up. Peace out.
I mean, peace out.
Peace out. That's right, peace. Do you think he's going to blow up his house?
I feel uncomfortable.
I feel like he's going to blow up someone's house. That's the way, like, if I was the executive, I'd be like, we need to get security in here. I think Ron Perlman is going to blow up my house. Does he have explosives that can do that? Like, I'm thinking like literally John Wick 2, drive down the block, take out a bazooka and blow up the house. That's what I read into this. I don't know if that's what he's saying, but that when like tough guys with real deep voices and big heads say karma, I go, oh, that means but you're saying you're the karma inflictor. That's usually how people take that.
He said, we know where you live.
Oh my God, he did say that. And he said, we know who you are, we know where you live, and there's lots of ways to lose a house. He's going to blow up his house.
You're supposed to be, I feel like, lowering the temperature when it comes to contract negotiations. I mean, I'm in the middle of a contract talk right now at my office place. I didn't think that was a viable option.
Of course it is. Of course it is. I see what you have on this contract, thinking you could get hot dog for that number. Well, what if somebody, karma, had that number of grenades and they were in your house? What?
I think I would immediately hear from the union representative.
I thought, did you threaten to put 15,000 grenades in somebody's house? That was the number. Yes. Unfortunately, yes, that was the number.
All I said was karma. Why are you talking like that?
Leaning down. Yeah, this is Fran Drescher. That's not that guy. Where's Fran? Did I lose Fran because I pulled up Ron Perlman's?
Maybe, perhaps.
There
perhaps.
she
Oh,
is.
there she is.
Fran Drescher had an impassioned speech to start this thing off that everybody's talking about when it comes to the union.
I cannot believe it.
By the way, I thought it was very disrespectful that on the news they were covering this thing, and they were going, they were like, yes, and the actors are just looking for fair treatment and protection from new technologies. Fran Drescher, who you know as the nanny, spoke. And you're like, she wasn't speaking as the nanny. A 1993 sitcom? She's the president of the guild. She doesn't want you on the news going, you know, the nanny.
I mean, that's all that was on Twitter. Everyone was like, we didn't know the nanny was the president of the union.
I know. That's not. She's sitting here with the, like, just speaking from her heart. No, no, nothing.
Emboldened.
And on the news, the anchors with the suits on, they're going, that's right, the nanny. The nanny named Fran.
Quite frankly, how far apart we are on so many things.
Yeah.
How they plead poverty, that they're losing money left and right.
It kind of, when she said poverty, it kind of sounded like the nanny.
It did.
Is
she actually from Queens?
I don't know, but I pretended she's just the nanny. I mean, what was the nanny's name? Fran. What's her name?
Fran.
I'm assuming some British guy brought her here to be a nanny and she became an actress. I don't know. I've confused the two histories.
Giving hundreds of millions of dollars to their CEOs. It is disgusting. Shame on them. They stand on the wrong side of history at this very moment. We stand in solidarity, in unprecedented unity.
Love that word.
Our union and
only when she says it, though, because she pronounces each unity. She pronounced every letter of it.
Unity.
Unity.
our sister unions and the unions.
And I have one question for the studios. What did the 5 fingers say to the face? Slap. I'm Fran Drescher, bitch.
Around the world are standing by us, as well as other labor unions. Because at some point, the jig is up.
Oh, shit.
You cannot keep being dwindled and marginalized.
No.
And disrespected and dishonored. The entire business model has been changed.
That's right.
By streaming, digital, AI.
Digital. I did like how she pronounced
This is
that.
a moment of...
Yeah, she's the real deal. She pronounces those letters. She said those letters aren't just in there for you to pick and choose which ones you want to use. Use every single one. Every single one.
Digital.
Digital. Unity.
history. That is a moment of truth. If we don't stand tall right now, we are all going to be in trouble.
Do you think she's acting?
No, because that would be against the strike.
Good call.
So she can't.
Good call. She has to be telling the truth. Good call.
We are all going to be in jeopardy of being replaced by machines.
What?
And big business, who cares more about Wall Street than you and your family.
Bro.
Is that a soundbite you thought was going to come out from the nanny in 2023? 5 years ago.
The nanny is making actors go on strike so robots don't take over?
What a soundbite.
How is that going to help anyone? Well, just in case robots do take over, we'd like to get a little scratch on the side. We have bigger problems. If robots take over for actors, we got bigger problems than the actors not making as much.
Most of Americans don't have more than $500 in an emergency.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are fine though.
Sounds like a them problem.
Yeah. I got cash. I got it right in my pocket. Yeah, I mean,
I see people in the comments going, "Oh, everyone hates actors, the poor actors." It's easy to dunk on this because when you put the nanny as like your front and center, and like Ron Perlman and these millionaires, but you got to also remember that there are a lot of struggling actors and middle class or lower class people that are SAG actors.
You think they're
members?
You think they're making robots of the struggling actors? No, they're making a robot Matt
No,
Damon.
they mentioned that. They have
Bro.
a soundbite of that.
They're making robot Matt Damon and Brad Pitt first. First things first. They're
Did
probably,
you not see the soundbite?
They're probably working on a robot Robin Williams right now
Sure.
for the sequel to
future
Jack.
casing.
Yeah, no. I see. I think the bigger and look, feeling sympathy for actors is as difficult as it gets. It is next to impossible. They're very self-important people, generally speaking. They have a lot of money, but Freddie Prinze Jr. is the man, right? So, and he's an actor. I know a couple actors are good people. The problem is that I think the best point that she made was the CEOs. Like when they went through, I forget, we had a conversation about it on the show at one point where they were listing the amount of money that CEOs were making, and it is ungodly. Like it is absurd. I have no problem with CEOs even making millions of dollars. CEOs take on the brunt of the responsibility ultimately at the end of the day. So if the company is successful, they should reap those rewards. I got no problem with it. But the idea,
I mean, even if it's not successful, they get a parachute. They get a golden parachute.
The golden parachutes are different. I'm not advocating for golden parachutes. I think the tens of millions, and in some cases hundreds of millions of dollars that CEOs are bringing home is like the craziest thing in the world. I don't think that actors should get paid more money just because, well, we used to make more money, so now we should make more money. But if they've figured out how to make the show profitable, which they have, if there are people making a lot of money off the show, the people making the show should be among those people.
Right.
Right? Like it's like you go, well, streaming now, of course, there are less episodes. So that, because that's one of the things, right? They want the wages to go up for doing streaming shows because they make less episodes, right? Like a network show will have it could have 20-something episodes for a season. A streaming show will have 12. A network show will get replayed a bunch of times. You'll make residuals. A streaming show, it doesn't get replayed because it just sits there forever. So I get where you go, well, just because you used to make all that money doesn't mean you should make it off streaming shows. However, if the streamers are making the money that networks used to make, then the actors shouldn't be making significantly less money for doing these giant streaming shows. Caffeine Daddy Pedro Pascal should be making the most money for Last of Us, okay? Not just because he's handsome, but because everybody loves that show. Everybody's watching that show. Somebody's making money off that show. And if somebody is making money, it should be them. And I know what you're saying, Hot Dog. I know. Robots are taking over. I understand that they said a thing that the studios want to have this little carve-out deal where they can hire extras and pay the extras one flat rate for 1 day of work, but have the right to digitize their performance and have it in perpetuity. Meaning,
that's insane.
Meaning that they could go on and have that extra not only in every scene of the movie, even though they were only there for 1 day, it could just be an extra that they have pop up in every single movie. And who knows, maybe they photoshopped their shirt a different color, so now it works for this movie and that movie. And of course, that's nuts.
And what happens when one of those extras becomes a big A-lister?
More like a big a-hole because they're not making any money off of their residuals. But you're right. Then they go well, guess who we got in our movie now? This idiot who's an A-lister who signed over his life rights because he wanted to get extra work for 1 day. Of course, that's ridiculous. I mean, the idea that and she's right. The business model has changed. And Hollywood has figured out how to start to work the business model in their favor. They haven't figured it all out yet. Netflix, all these streamers are in trouble. A lot of studios are in trouble. They haven't figured it all out yet, but they've kind of figured it out. They're still doing well. And so the fact that the idea that they wouldn't then allow that business model to also change for the performers, right? For the stars, for, let's be honest, the reason that you're tuning in.
Right.
You know, there's a reason that Margot Robbie is playing Barbie. People like looking at Margot Robbie. They're going to pay $18 to go to a movie theater so they can look at Margot Robbie, pretend she's Barbie. Okay,
Hell
if
yeah.
it was just some, hell yeah. If it was just some rando, you're probably not going to pay your 18. So I'm with it.
There's a lot of executive cucks on the chat. I've just been looking at the chat, and there's like, I get we don't have to be crying over the actors, but a lot of comments going, well, they should get another job if they're low, if they're extras or whatever and can't get by. Well, can't you say that about any profession that is trying to get more money out of their employer?
That's my thing.
Steel workers and teachers and whatever. That's what the union is for. They're trying to get more money and a better ship.
Shut up. But that's, you're not, shut up.
I'm so pro.
You're so Hollywood. No, you're just so like pro. I'm going to take, oh yeah, our actors are so important. Rah, rah,
I
rah.
didn't say they're so important. They're not essential workers. They're not essential workers.
I think, yes, you think that. You told me they were. I think.
I was drunk.
I don't think that any like actors are entitled to make a certain number of dollars. However, the part that bothers me is that the money is there. I think that as much as actors aren't entitled to just be millionaires, CEOs are even less entitled to be 100 millionaires. Right?
Right.
CEOs shouldn't be broke either. CEOs should be making millions of dollars, but the reason that they're able to make as much as they make is because they figured out a way to like, oh, we'll deliver the content this way and we won't update the contracts. The contracts clearly need to be updated. And performers do need to be protected against future technologies. I mean, this is no different, really, than, and as much as, we're very far away from extras being digitized and put in every movie and we would not notice. We would notice. We'd go like, that doesn't look like a real person. We would notice. We're far further away from that than I think people think. They think that within 5 years, it's just going to be a robot society, and we're not there. But
but they're offering those contracts up right now.
But this isn't that different than the horror stories of people in like the 60s and 70s that were getting paid flat rate for sitcoms, not realizing that these sitcoms would go on forever. This is like when DVDs came out and people would buy seasons of television on DVD. Hundreds of millions of dollars were being made selling DVDs. But if it wasn't in the actors' contracts, they just weren't, we'll just keep this then. You're like, come on. Like, that's insane. There's no way. Well, they signed the contract, so some other guy should just get to keep the money. Fuck that other guy, okay? Because I think that when you have trouble feeling sorry for an actor, you don't take into account the fact that there is money sitting in an executive's pocket. Because, to be pro-executive is like weird, really weird.
It's like you have a failing business. I mean, which Netflix and these companies aren't failing. They're, they're maybe treading water.
They're not even treading water. They're just not like vomit all over yourself successful. Like the precedent that they set over the pandemic was success on the levels that we had never seen before. So the idea that they're just kind of correcting the way the market corrects sometimes, it's correcting itself. Netflix is still doing great. I think the main problem Netflix has is they're running out of people to subscribe. Like the amount of humans left that could subscribe is getting lower and lower.
There's not unlimited growth. Oh no.
Right. Now look, it's not the worst thing in the world because, I know some people unscripted who you could put a microphone in front of their face and they could give you some great entertainment, okay? Am I advocating for the actors to keep this strike going on longer so that way there are massive holes in programming, so that way they hire, I don't know, maybe some lonely Friday talk shows? I don't know.
You sound like a scab.
That would be vindictive. Pat McAfee got to do the fucking ESPY thing because he wrote his own monologue. He's not a writer. He wrote his own monologue, though. Nobody wrote.
He doesn't have a SAG card, though. He's not crossing the picket line.
Neither do I.
Yeah.
Neither do I.
But you were in the Chris Rock movie. I would have thought you had one.
No, I get residuals from it. I get residuals. I'm making $20, $30 a year sometimes. But no, I don't have any of those SAG AFTRA cards. No. No, I'm in the Notsam union. And so are you, hot dog. And I'm in charge.
There's no negotiation
No.
in that union.
No. The union has listened to your demands, and we've decided not to go to bat for you. No, we're
Sam,
not.
how can you be the head of the union and also the president?
Isn't that weird? Isn't that weird how that works? Crazy, huh? But it also, I mean, it's going to complicate a lot of things. Not only is it like, I mean, the late night shows now, even if they did figure out how to come back without writers, late night shows would have to come back without writers or guests. No celebrities are going on late night shows. Movies that are being made now, movies and television shows. Like, yeah, you're going, well, it's summer, so no movies are, no TV shows are coming out now anyway. They come out in the fall. Yeah, but nothing's being produced right now. Nothing's being filmed right now. 2 days ago, the excitement came in when we saw these photos of Wolverine in yellow because he's in Deadpool 3. He finally put on the yellow Wolverine suit. Guess what? Production's been halted on Deadpool 3. Announcement's already been made. It's stopped. They weren't done. Production has been halted on Deadpool 3, and it is what it is. So even these things that had scripts finished, right? Like Deadpool 3, script was done. We can still go to work. We can still shoot the movie. No, you can't because you don't have any actors because Deadpool and Wolverine are on the picket line.
I think I also read that the unions are also threatening non-union people.
We are the union.
It's the nation.
Oh.
They're also threatening non-union workers if they decide to take up work for Hollywood.
Don't try to take the food off my plate. Look, if y'all ain't eating, y'all ain't eating. But some of us are stepping up to the buffet. I don't see what the issue is.
Well, the union is like, if you're not riding with us, and then we get this union contract set, don't come knocking afterwards.
You can't get that money.
You can't get this.
You can't get it.
That's what they're telling people.
I'll roll the dice.
You don't think that there's a bright SAG union contract waiting for you?
I'll sign the robot contract.
Okay. Bro, it's like $100.
Well, okay. Still, it's 100 I didn't have.